Hey, what's up and hello, it's Kim here and welcome back to my channel. We are in Milan, Italy. We are so excited to be here. We just checked into our hotel. It just got situated. We got dressed because it's a little warmer here than it was in Florence and in Paris. And we're about to go check out the town. So let's do this. Welcome to Milan, Italy. We started off our day one here with a boat tour in the Navigli district. We booked this tour on Get Your Guide. If you've seen any of my other vlogs, then you know we use them for all of our adventures, and it was 66 euros for two people, which is about $72. So it was definitely a good deal because it included a drink and an hour tour of the canals. And then we got dinner and stayed around and checked out the nightlife scene here in Navigli, which is a very popular area for lots of tourists. And after that, we headed off to our side of the city, which was where we were staying in Central Milan, and we got some gelato. This was probably the best gelato I think we had our entire trip. It was so delicious. And then we just did a quick walk around to check out the Duomo and the main shopping center here in Milan, which is incredibly beautiful, and I can't wait to explore it more. Good morning, guys. It's day 2 in Milan. We are about to go on a sightseeing bus tour. Oh gosh, it's probably really loud. Just to kind of see the sights and the city and be very touristy. And then after, we're gonna do some shopping in the galleries, which is right next to the Duomo, and then hit up Chinatown, get some good boba here, and yeah, that's pretty much all we have planned for today so far. We started off day 2 in Milan with a bus city tour. Now, I know this is a very cheesy and touristic thing to do, but it's honestly very helpful, and I would definitely recommend if it's your first time coming to Milan. There's a few different ticket options that you can purchase through Get Your Guide. There's a 24-hour, 48-hour, or 72-hour option. So depending on how long you're gonna be in the city, I would just base it off of that. We did the one-day ticket access, which was 48 euros for two people, which I believe comes out to about $52. So it's not too bad. It's honestly a really good deal if you're not sure how to get around the city. The bus line has 4 different routes that they take throughout the city, so you can check out the different districts and not get lost because they are always going to very popular spots. So one of them is the San Siro Museum, which you see now, and we were super excited to take a look at it before we head to the stadium for a game, which you will see at the end of this vlog. So definitely stay tuned. We got to go to a Champions League quarterfinal game, and it was so much fun. So if you are a soccer fan, then this is for you. But after that, we just hopped off the bus and went on to our next stop. It's been a heck of a day. We hopped on the bus, did a little city tour, hopped off, did some shopping, hopped back on, and now we are walking through a park to go to Chinatown and get some good ramen. It got a little chilly, so we changed and bundled up a bit. But yeah, it's been a good day. The city is beautiful. It's kind of small, like a mini Paris, but also big because everything's spread out, unlike Florence. So we are doing a lot of walking, and we figured out the metro system, which definitely helps. So yeah, we're gonna walk to Chinatown now. We almost made it to the Chinatown area, but made a quick stop because we passed by this really cool structure that a lot of people were stopping to take pictures at. So of course I had to join in and check it out. Then we eventually made it to the Chinatown area and got some ramen because the weather had definitely cooled down this evening, and we got some delicious food, found some boba, which we love, and called it a night. And now we are starting off day 3 of our Milan trip. And for this day, we actually booked a day trip from Milan to Lake Como, Bellagio, Lugano, Switzerland, and it was an awesome day. This was a 10.5-hour tour that we booked on Get Your Guide, just like all the other ones. And this one was a little pricier, but 100% worth it. It was $246 for two people, but this included your transportation from Milan to Lake Como, then to Bellagio, and then a bus ride to Lugano and back. And here we are starting it off on Bellagio. Good morning, guys. It's a new day. We are on another day trip. We have been loving these day trips. They are so helpful and such an easy way to see more of Italy and have someone else plan it out. So we are doing a day trip to Lake Como, Bellagio, and Lugano. We just got off the ferry. We took this boat right back there, and we are exploring Bellagio for a little bit. Then, like I said, heading up on another boat to Lugano, which is in Switzerland, and then back down to the start of Lake Como and back to Milan after that. So should be an exciting, fun day, and let's do it. The first thing we did in Bellagio is grab a bite to eat. We kept it pretty simple and got a pizza and some sandwiches that were actually really tasty. Then we wanted to walk down and check out the water up close, so we made it to the lake and the view was stunning. It was such a beautiful and peaceful moment out here just checking out the views of Bellagio. All right, we just had lunch and it was so good. Just a little sandwich and pizza. Can never go wrong with that. Now we are hanging out here in Bellagio, just taking in the views. So beautiful. After spending a little bit of time just relaxing by the lake, we walked back up to the middle of town and found a delicious gelato spot that we definitely recommend. It was so creamy and tasty, probably one of the best gelatos we've had. And then we found the Pinterest famous Bellagio street that if you searched Bellagio on Pinterest, you would totally find this picture, and it was so beautiful. We really enjoyed our time here. We had around less than 2 hours to spend in Bellagio before moving on to our next spot. So we ran through by the end and made it to the ferry because we did not want to miss our tour. That is something that is super important whenever you book with Get Your Guide. They are very punctual, and obviously if you're in a group, you don't want to hold others back or keep them waiting. So we hopped on a ferry and then hopped on a bus, and now we are on our way to Lugano, Switzerland. Well, guys, we are now in Switzerland. We made it to Lugano and we are now shopping, and there is the water. So beautiful here. We didn't have too much time to spend here in Lugano, Switzerland. I think we had around an hour before we had to head back with our tour group. So instead of trying to run around and do and see everything, we decided to just take a leisurely walk and enjoy the sights here. Did a little bit of shopping and grabbed some Swiss chocolate, of course. All right, we got some Swiss chocolate, strawberry and coconut. We're gonna try it out. One thing to note about Switzerland is it is significantly more expensive than Italy, so there was a huge jump in price from what we were used to seeing in Milan compared to what we saw here in Lugano. So just keep that in mind if you are traveling from Italy to Switzerland. Once we finished up in Lugano, we hopped on a bus back to Italy, and they dropped us off in the center of Milan where we started. So then we ventured off on our own and went to check out the City Life shopping district. Here you'll see lots of modern architecture, and this has become a very popular, really cool spot for the young locals. So it was really cool to check out their mall and shop a little bit before heading back to our hotel and going out for the night. We're back in Milan, out of Switzerland. Our day trip is over, and we're out in the town now. We're gonna go try and find a soccer game to watch. Champions League big games are happening right now, and of course there's lots of soccer here, and then hopefully we get to go to the game tomorrow at the San Siro Stadium. So we gotta wake up bright and early tomorrow to try to get tickets and wait in line, but we'll see how that goes. So we're gonna go out, find a pub to watch the game and get a bite and enjoy the night. We ended up getting a really nice dinner at a beautiful restaurant in the Galleries, and it was so delicious. Just finished up dinner. We went to a small little pub, and it was a very small little pub, and we didn't want to be all squished and standing in there. So we ended up just going to a really good restaurant, had some pizza, pasta, and tiramisu, and they happened to have the game on, so it was perfect. And now we are walking back to our hotel, and that's the Duomo back there, and we're calling it a night. Good morning, guys. Today is our last day in Milan, and we are on our way to Casa Milan right now, which is right here. It's like a museum for the AC Milan football soccer team here in Milan.
and there is a big Champions League game tomorrow, so of course we have to get tickets because this is like a big deal. If you're a soccer fan, of course. So we are here bright and early so we can get tickets for like the general public sale, since we are not, you know, obviously residents here in Milan. We couldn't get tickets up until literally today, and the soccer game is tonight, so hopefully we can get some. We'll see how it goes. And yeah, we have some other things planned for today, of course, so let's do this. We got the tickets for the Champions League game tonight, so we're pretty excited. We got really great seats, and now we are at the Sforza Castle. About to go in and check it out.
I was very excited to check out this castle. I heard lots of great things about it, and the grounds were beautiful and much bigger than I thought. So we actually ended up deciding to skip out on this tour just to allow ourselves time to get back to the hotel and rest before the rest of the things that we had planned for the day. So next up was the Piazza del Duomo in the town center of Milan.
We are up here on the roof of the Duomo. It's pretty cool. We just took an elevator up, so it was quick and easy, and it's part of our guided tour. So we're doing this first, and then we're gonna check out the actual cathedral.
Next up, we have a tour of the Milan Duomo and rooftop, which we booked on Get Your Guide. This was a 2-hour guided tour, and it was a really small group. I believe we had about 6 people, including my husband and I, so we really enjoyed that because we were able to get more one-on-one time with our guide and ask her a ton of questions. She was so knowledgeable and helpful and told us all of the history and fun facts about this Duomo, which was beautiful. This was definitely one of the more elaborate ones that we've seen so far on our Europe trip. The style was more Gothic and had a lot more gargoyles and sculptures and just different type of architecture compared to the ones that we've seen in Florence and even Paris. So another thing that really stood out was how essentially the entire Duomo is made out of marble, which is incredible if you think about it. How back then they were able to transport and carve and create this beautiful Duomo entirely made of marble. And also the use of the stained glass to tell stories of the Bible, which I thought was so neat for those back then who weren't able to read. Overall, the Duomo was an amazing tour, and it was $137 for 2 people, so pretty good deal for a 2-hour tour. Then we grabbed a quick bite and went to the San Siro Stadium.
We just made it to the San Siro Stadium. Ta-da! Going to the game. We got tickets this morning. Eric got a scarf. And it was already packed on the train here, so we'll see how this game goes. It's also starting to sprinkle, so yeah, it's gonna be a good time.
We were there to watch the Champions League quarterfinal game, which happened to be against AC Milan and Napoli, and they are big-time rivals, so the energy in the stadium was insane. It was the most exciting, exhilarating, crazy fan fest I have ever seen, and we had the best time watching this game.
We made it! It's freaking packed! Woo! Almost game time! Alright guys, it's kind of loud here, but this is the end of the line. Be sure to like if you found this useful and enjoyed watching, and subscribe so you can stick around for more videos. Thanks and bye!